special presentation.
From the Captain Esports Network.
We are at the Talladega Superspeedway as we get ready to go racing for the second time here in the Truck Series on the 2.66 mile Superspeedway of high speeds and pack racing and a lot of fun getting ready to go. It is race number 7 of the TI Truck Series, and we're ready to go here from the track that was first known as the Alabama International Raceway here on iRacing. I'm the captain. We welcome you in on this, what is it, Thursday? I don't even know what day it is. Getting back to work, my mind's all screwed up. I don't know what day it is. It ends with a Y. That's all we know. And we know we're going to be putting on a good show coming up here in just a little bit. 150 laps of racing, as per always, here on the Captain Esports Network. Let's take a look at the point standings as we enter this race here this evening. And we've, of course, got ourselves a tight battle up top. The one drop week involved already. Randy Cornwell leads over Kyle Ethier by 5. Stephen Miles 8 behind. Chris Lewis 11 behind with Colby Wells. Craig Martin is right there, of course, last week's winner. There's Ryan Whitaker, Dalton Wilson, Tim Abrams, Stephen Melnick, your top 10 as we enter the points standings here this evening. Of course, the points scored 26 down to 1 for the top 25 finishers. And, of course, there's bonus points for laps led, most laps led, incident-free races, and to the winner when it is all said and done. So we're getting ready to go racing here in just a moment or so. Qualifying about to kick off. And 20 cars right now sitting here on the grid and ready to go to get their 2 laps in of qualifying. Appreciate everybody jumping in here to join us here this evening. Of course, the rest of the schedule, pretty simple. It's following the basically the schedule that we started the season with in reverse. We went to Daytona week 1, Michigan week 2, Talladega week 3. Week 4 was Auto Club. Week 5, Atlanta. We took the week off for the duels and swapped back around and went to Auto Club Speedway, Talladega tonight, and then in 2 weeks we'll be at Michigan. We get another week off next week because of week 13, and then Daytona to finish the season out here in just a few weeks. As qualifying going to begin right now, as cars will get out here on the track and see who can put up the fastest super speedway time and put themselves on the pole award. Last week at Auto Club, another crazy event as saw a decent amount of cautions, but some great racing at the end. And, of course, a dramatic finish, seeing Craig Martin become another new winner in TI Racing, which is something that Chris Lewis loves. He actually DM'd me after the race. He goes, dude, that is so awesome to see another new winner. He was very happy about that, needless to say. All right, so the first one across the line looks like is actually going to be this guy here, Dylan Rosenberg. the 91 car, as he will take his tied ride around this 2.66 mile track. Of course, this will be the throwaway lap before they come to the official final, or the go lap, I guess, would be the bottom line. Whatever lane that would be. Something like that. That's why you're going to see these trucks run up top here. Kind of a throwaway lap, and then next time by, the second lap that counts. Now, believe it or not, the trucks are actually faster on the first lap. A lot of people don't know that, but... At 2.66 miles speedway. And let's see what kind of laps we get here. Rosenberg brings it down to the bottom, right to the yellow line, so he'll start the first lap. As the People's Champ Paul Gall goes to the top here. So we put the times up there. I'm just going to put best time up, so you'll see how the times improve here in the second lap. Gall, you might wonder, ran the bottom the first lap there. 55.893. He's got 0.3 over Whitaker, Miles, 0.4 back, Gabriel and Rosenberg. Colby Wells, the Tuesday winner. And here comes Rosenberg. He'll be the first one across the line here on the bottom side as Martin goes 55.8. Rosenberg 55.961. As a lot of trucks finishing up their second lap right now. And you see Craig Martin still at the top of the 55.8. He's taking lessons from Casey Carrington here, I think, on qualifying laps. Is he going to win the pole here after winning his first career race? That would be a heck of a momentum gainer. Nick Leo, 55.92. 16 out of the 20 cars have run a lap here so far. Martin's still at the top. Got about 4 trucks that have not run a lap here, so they're going to start in the back, it looks like, and get 30 seconds left. So it looks like that's going to be the way it goes here. Let's see what Kyle Ethier does here. He's already ran his 2 laps. Everybody's done their lap. So Craig Martin going to be the pole sitter here, it looks like, at Talladega. So congratulations to him. And we'll see if we can get a word with him before the start of the race here at Talladega. Right now, though, let's go trackside for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Wraith.
All right, here we go. Let's get you the starting lineup. As 20 cars, or trucks in this case, going to take the green flag. And how about Craig Martin? First career pole for the driver of the 55 truck, as he will beat out Kobe Wells for the pole. 55.839. Stephen Melnick and Paul Gall there on the outside of row number 2. Kyle Ether, Drayton Cook, they'll take row 3. Row 4, Stephen Miles and Nick Leo. Ryan Whitaker, Daniel Giroux there in row 5. Row 6, Daniel Rosenberg and Tim Averill. Row 7 is Derek Rice and Dalton Wilson. AJ Roper, Randy Cornwell. In row 8, row 9, Logan Dismore and Sammy Davis. And then Chris Lewis and Dominic Russo will be the final 20 starters. Going down the back straightaway. All right, Craig Martin. So it looks like you got yourself a little hot rod again tonight, huh?
Absolutely. We've been trying a couple of new things with the truck. It seems to be working. So yeah, I got this lead and I don't want to give it up now.
There you go. How you going to do it?
Make it super wide and make everybody pit more. I don't know.
Hey, best of luck, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
As Craig Martin, a pole sitter here this evening on Showtime Racing. Congratulations to him on getting the pole. Race information tonight. 65 degrees, 46% humidity, 56 laps, 150 miles. Of course, I'm the captain, broadcasting here for you. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. Overcast skies, 6-mile-an-hour winds blowing from the turn 1 and 2 section of the track. The normal tradition. Unfortunately, I can't do it on the stream because I'll get in trouble. But Sweet Home, Alabama, playing on the speakers, Talladega Superspeedway, as we come to the green flag in the start of round 7 here of the TI Truck Series. As Craig Martin on the throttle, here we go, green flag. Our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You check them out online on Facebook and the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com. Martin gets almost too good of a start. He gets Melnick up to his rear end. The outside is going to get the push here, though, as the 45 of Kobe Wells going to get help from the People's Champ Paul Gall. Drayton Cook, Nick Leo there on that top side also, but that Yukon #1, and then Kyle Ether in that 2 truck right there behind him. Now this truck race a couple weeks ago had a fantastic race. Had green flag pit stops, good drafting, and everything going on before all hell broke loose at the end of the race, which you would expect at a super speedway, right? As off turn 4, Craig Martin doing what he said he was going to do, lead lap 1. Already seen some 3 wide there at the top, with Cook making moves around Leo. I think he's got Averill there with him. Got the 51 of Ryan Whitaker. You see Kobe Wells going up there to pick up his teammates. And look at this, 3, almost 4 wide. Up the middle comes to 74. You can do a lot of pushing. You just got to be smart about it. There goes Gall up the middle with help from Leo. The 7 of Stephen Miles want to get up front here early. And I think Gall led that lap barely. It's entirely possible in this race that we have 56 lead changes, which would be 1 per lap. Leo led lap 2. Well, it looks like the chances are we're going to have somebody third leading the lap here. So 3 lead changes in 3 laps. I mean, it's possible this can happen. It'd be really cool, actually, if we found a way to do that. Your points leader, Randy Cornwell, in the 22 truck. Bulldog truck going to get shuffled out just a little bit here. Whitaker leads lap 4. Somebody blinking out there. I don't know if that was Drayton or Tim Aber. One of them blinking out. Miles trying to find himself a partner. Shoots down to the bottom there as that inside lane starting to kind of choo-choo up. 24 truck back there. Sammy Davis making his... Oh, and around goes Derek Rice in the 0-0. Caution coming out, and Lewis going to go into the wall. And gets T-boned by somebody. Is that Russo back there? See what happened to Derek in turn 3. '99 giving him a push down the back straightaway. I don't even know who the 99 is, but he hooked him. Dinsmore in the 99 had gotten to the side of the 0-0 there. I don't know if he just misjudged where he was on the track, but just come back up the track and got into Derek. Went to go down, and I think he saw Giroux, and then, well, just bad judgment on that end. And then there's your T-bone for Dom Russo. And we are going to see pit stops. 50% fuel, unlimited sets of tires. But I don't think you're going to see tires used on this stop. As everybody comes in. And it looks like Drayton Cook's going to drive through his pit stall. Might have missed it. As Whitaker going to be second off, followed by Leo, Melnick, Miles, and those guys there. Paul Gall, Rosenberg, Craig Martin, Colby Wells, and Sammy Davis. So a couple of things I wanted to clean up, by the way. I did talk to Paul Gall here, the 74 truck, who DM'd me last week after the Thursday night race. And clarified what this Pogo Pro is. Because, you know, of course, you think Pogo. I'm thinking the old Pogo stick. Boing, boing, boing. It jumped on when most of us were kids. Well, Pogo Pro is actually a films company. He has the full name's actually on the back of the truck, so if I would have paid attention to it, there it is on the back. But Paul is an actual videographer, and basically loves motorsports, and kind of goes from a nickname apparently that he gave to a friend back in the day. And yeah, so on and so forth. So obviously all the best to Paul, who likes to do videography, filming, otherwise known as, for those who don't know the professional term for it. Did some videographer work myself back in the college days, because that was part of the broadcasting degree I had to do. I had to go through like digital media production and videography and stuff like that. Had to film shows that, like, not film shows, but more like get with all the college students, and we had to literally come up with some kind of TV script or something. It was crazy. But more trucks coming in to top off the old fuel cell here at 1 to go. As Ryan Whitaker will lead, and we will not have 56 lead changes, unfortunately. $15 viewers tonight. Appreciate watching you guys watching here so far. Try to get that up to 20 if we can. That would be awesome. But all the viewers here tonight, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If you're not new to the channel, we do appreciate you coming back and joining us here in the Captain Esports Network, as always. Now again, TI Racing next week will be off, so we'll be streaming tomorrow night, All-American, at Las Vegas, and then Sunday night we will be at the Talladega Superspeedway again for the Sim 500 guys, the Sunday night series, the 811 Xfinity series, and then Monday night we're at back out to Vegas, and then for Tuesday we're off. Wednesday a special event for GLSR at Daytona, and then Thursday night we're off, and then back at it Friday. So obviously a good amount of racing, but a couple nights off next week, which actually kind of nice. I don't mind nights off here and there. But either way, getting ready to wrap up what is going to be the first ever Super Speedway series of the truck side, and then the 10th season of the Gen 4 side / ARCA side in just a couple weeks. And I'll let you take a guess where the ARCA or Gen 4 series finishes up. Right here at Talladega. So you see the inside line pretty long. That's because a lot of trucks came to pit road there to top off the fuel, as Whitaker leads them to the green. Oh, who's that? Kobe Wells up the middle on the 74 quickly. Shuffled him out. Here comes Cornwell as Miles pushes that Jewel car or truck. Hashtag driver is Julian. Wells, with help from Cornwell topside, just needs a little bit more help. And look at that 00 up there. He was the reason for the caution just now. Getting turned in 3 and 4. He's already the 4th truck outside lane. When you have 20 trucks, and obviously you're able to go get them fixed and that kind of thing. See the view up front. Cornwell trying to push that 45 up there. You see the 24 joining the battle here of Sammy Davis. He rolls around the 33 degrees of banking at the Talladega Superspeedway. Inside line checking up just a little bit. As Roper trying to carry that outside lane in that Mayhem Motorsports 71 truck. Here at the back, see Kyle Ethier, Dom Russo, Chris Lewis, those guys kind of hanging back. Lewis got his truck pretty fixed up. I see a little ding in the door right there where the 111 is. Otherwise, everybody's doing fairly well. Looks like damage-wise, everybody was able to get it all fixed up, taped up, patched up, whatever they had to do. Continues to hold on up front there. Leo just kind of content sitting there behind him. However, that outside line, as mentioned, starting to get that push. That's Paul Gall there pushing the 22 of Cornwell, who's got Rosenberg there behind him in the 91 truck. All about finding your friends out here on the track to start with and being able to work the strategies. As Cornwell about slid up into Colby. About slid up into Colby again. You know, a matter of your pit strategies when you come to pit road, taking tires or not. Probably going to take at least 2 every time with the unlimited sets. Question comes down to how far can you go on fuel in this race. Of course, the race a couple weeks ago won by Tim Averill. Averill and Drayton Cook and those guys had a great run there. A 1-2-3 finish, I believe it is, or 1-2 at least. And those guys hoping for similar fate tonight. But as you know, no super speedway race is ever, and I mean ever, the same. Speaking of Drayton and Averill, there they are, outside lane, tandeming up. What kind of speeds we're running around the Speedway. You're probably about 188 or so. So say I saw that quick little 194, but I think that was just the app loading up or whatever. And you see right up front there, Miles looking to push Leo to the front. Inside line in to check up there a little bit. Leo's going to lead this lap. And that led the outside lane come back into work, and here comes Cook and those guys. So Miles getting into the action here. A little contact, 24 and the 45. Miles likes to usually hang in the back here of these races, but feeling like he's just got to get aggressive now. And that's what he's doing here. You see Roper now up to the 3rd position. Spanky Jr. thinking that Leo's going to wreck some people tonight. In chat. Amongst other things being discussed in chat, apparently. Oh, Miles and I think now they're wrecking. Colby Wells gets hit by Rosenberg. Craig Martin going through the grass. Lewis involved. I saw some front end sheet metal going flying. As Ryan Whitaker's involved too. The 24 of Sammy Davis with damage. And a mini big one here at lap 17 puts us under the second caution. Whitaker gave, oh, that's what happened, okay. So Whitaker got a run, and he got into the back of Drayton, I think, in front of him. They're trying to get him going, some momentum. And the car behind him, Colby Wells, got into the back of Whitaker and sent him down into Miles, and it was just a chain reaction. Bink, or I'm sorry, Miles, or Wells went down into the 24. Never mind. I didn't see that right. Let's go on board with Melnick and see what happened here. Goes at the bottom. And nice job on his part to kind of stay calm and slow the truck down and not get involved. As leaders are coming back to pit road again here for a top off of the old fuel cell. Roper going to win the race off pit road, followed by Abril. Stephen Melnick is, you can tell he lives in Georgia. Seen a few moves like that when I lived down there. So by the end of tonight, before we all go to bed, the Scalicast will be up for the 8th episode, which will feature Alex Bryson. And let's, I want to bring up Stephen Miles here for a second, who's one of our co-hosts on the old Scalicast. As Miles joins us, obviously, Stephen involved a little bit in that accident, but looks like he's going to be okay. But the reason why I brought you up here, my guy, the podcast with our good friend, Mr. Bryce. Was that a lot of fun?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It's always good. Well, it's always fun with us, but it's even more fun when you bring somebody in there that, you know, relate to us so much and done so much in these leagues, man, and won so much to hear from him and learn about him, man. It was pretty good.
Anything kind of catch you just off the top of your head? I know I'm kind of throwing you on the spot there with just something about Alex you might not have known.
Nah, man, yeah, me and AB know each other. Like, I mean, we text and talk to each other every single day. So, nah, nothing surprised me. Actually, it was some stuff that he probably left off that I know about. But you know, that's the keep him clean slate. So, it is what it is. You know.
So, what if I told you that in this podcast he and Telder squashed their beef.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah, I already knew that was gonna happen when he was coming on there. I mean, I really on AB side, AB never really had no beef. I
No,
really don't
but
think so. I think it was just that's kind of how Taylor make his friends. He kind of takes you out or race you hard, and y'all butt heads, and then y'all be friends at the end of the day. So
that's how the
that's
treehouse was
common.
formed. I get it now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Taylor probably roped up. I think I'm the only person that never wrecked Taylor. Actually, yeah, I am in the treehouse. So I mean, it is what it is.
There you go, man. Well, hey, great job here so far. I know you had to avoid a little accident there, but truck looks good, and go get a win.
I don't think it's gonna happen with this is gonna be all about teammates at the end, and you see the most orange trucks on the field, so it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna see if I can make any friends out here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
We'll see.
we know what's happened with the orange trucks lately, so.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, Stephen Miles, of course, running 6th right now. We'll get him down there to his chat there with Ether and Lewis. All right, coming up to lap number 20 as we get the green flag. So reading the weather for this weekend in Las Vegas, looks like don't have to worry about rain, which is good news. However, apparently a lot of wind. As we get the green flag, lap 21, AJ Roper leading up front with Leo on the bottom. Top side, Tim Averill with Logan Dinsmore in that 99 truck. Daniel Giroux, the 92 truck. And unfortunately, Sammy Davis has taken his truck behind the wall in the 24. And will finish dead last in the race, so 19 trucks still here. About getting that momentum picked up, and now you see Whitaker and Lewis, the car dealership guys up top there pushing. What is normally the Kevin Whitaker Chevrolet truck, but again, part of the Orange Brigade, getting pushed by the Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram truck. Looks like Kobe Wells going to fall off the pace with the damage on that 45 after that accident. So he's going to need to hope for some yellows. As inside line doing the work right now on the bottom. Miles going to get stuck in the middle. I think Miles kind of said it best here. You're going to need teammates tonight, and you see obviously the brigade of orange truck. Oh, around goes Roper and into the wall, and here we go. Trucks beating off each other here in yellow. Cornwell involved, Whitaker, Miles with damage. I think Paul went down pit road. And once again, caution is out. April and Cornwell into the wall. Whitaker gets some damage, and Russo gets in there. Yeah, you see Paul goes down pit road. A lot of these trucks probably cosmetic damage. Nothing too bad. I saw April got his front end ripped off. Not sure if Leo was pushing the 71 or not there. I'll have to get the crash cam out here in a second. Pull it out right now. Crash cam off turn 4. Oh, right there, Leo. Yeah, he gets into the back at 71. All right, back to pit road come the leaders. This race starting out a little different than that first one. In the first one, I think went caution free all the way to a certain point in the race, if I remember correctly. That's why I tell you, no Talladega race is ever the same. As Leo wins the race off pit road, Daniel Giroux going to be second with Craig Martin third. Dalton Wilson went straight through his pits, so he'll probably come back to pit road, I would guess, this time by. But I was starting to say before that wreck broke out, I think what you're going to need to see is some of these trucks like Leo, Giroux, Martin, Ethier, the ones that obviously are not a part of the Orange Truck Brigade, as we're calling them, team up and try to work together if needed to in this case. But otherwise, you see most of those guys working pretty well together on the PTP side and stuff. So truck's gonna sit on pit road here getting damage fixed. So Dalton Wilson coming down pit road as the leader of the race. I'm going to pull actually Dalton up here to the booth with me for a second. Dalton, you got a copy?
Yep.
First thing, don't speed on pit road. 2, talk to Bryson this week as he was our guest on the podcast. And he said you were one of the hardest working people that he knows in the you didn't mention where you work or anything like that, but he just straight said you're one of the hardest working people at your job.
I'll try.
So how's Alex as a worker then?
He's actually a really good worker. He works harder than me. Well, he used to. Now he has a desk job, but
He did tell us that.
Yeah, he's a very hard worker too.
Well, going into the race part here, obviously we've had a few cautions, unlike the race a couple weeks ago. So Is this one of those situations where maybe you kind of ride back, let this race settle for a little bit, and then go, or are you going to go back to the front?
That is my plan right now. I didn't even want to be up front right there, and I'm barely managed to squeeze through that. So I'm gonna drop to the back and try to wait till probably about 10 laps or maybe 8, and then head to the front.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Dalton. You're running 7th right now, but I'm sure you're going to hang out like you said. So good job, man.
Thank you.
As Dalton Wilson joins us, we're going to move him to his Cento. There he goes. So I don't remember when I released the podcast. I want to go listen to it. I don't remember Bryson saying he did desk work. But then again, I'm not the best listener in the world either. Just here's what you gotta do: go check out the Scalicast. It's what the fun part is you get to go and listen to interviews about drivers that race in our leagues, and we get to know who they are, a little behind the scenes and stuff. And if I get everything to work out this week, this coming episode number 9, might be very interesting. Nick, Leo, Derek Rice going to lead him to the green flag, and we're going to let you guys turn it up here on the Captain Esports Network. Here we go. As they were single file there for a little bit of that run, you start to see the lines form back up. I should mention Randy Cornwell, unfortunately, behind the wall, 19th position. Looks like going to be out of the race. He's still sitting on pit road right now, so we'll see if 22 gets back out there, try to log some laps. But he was the points leader entering the race, and obviously see how the drop situation works itself out. But a tough break there for the 22 who was involved in that accident. And you see Tim Abrams lost a draft into 3 truck also, as his good buddy Drayton Cook tries to take to the top side for the lead here. We just passed the halfway point, 28 laps complete, 27 now to go as we complete lap 29. Every one of these races in this series, 150 miles. And of course, this being a 2.66 mile track. Cook able to control that bottom side. You see Whitaker up there with Lewis pushing. Got to be careful. Do not want to get to that left rear of that truck, especially coming off the corner. Dylan Rosenberg still there in that tide ride back there. You see Derek Rice in the 00. Those are the only 4 trucks until AJ Roper jumps out of line there in the outside lane. That's actually going to hurt the inside lane until Paul Gall can get up there. I say that, and then it looked like Lewis might have gotten a little loose or just disconnected from the 51 and pulled the outside line back and evened them back up. See Kyle Ether and the 2 trucks starting to join. And Lewis going to get shuffled. Single file for a second, and then you see the train kind of start back up, but Whitaker jumps back out with the momentum at 51 truck. See if we can get to green flag pit stops here, which lap 31 here should be about 5-6 laps away here. Remember the last time I think we did a green flag pit stop at Talladega, I believe the whole pack came in at one time, which was like, wait a minute, I've never seen that before. So you get a separate group of like 5 or 6 or whatever, but in the end it ended up being like all of them at once. So unfortunately, the weather issue is still happening, by the way, with iRacing and something going on. I don't know the exact details of it. But Lewis has been trying to set up the races to do the 4X so that time moves and stuff like that at a faster rate, but something's been happening where time freezes now. So if you've noticed, there really hasn't been any change to the weather. There hasn't been any change with shadows and anything like that because, well, it's kind of like the old constant iRacing weather that we used to see back in the heyday. As they come up on Cornwell, who is back on track. Cornwell's going to keep his truck in the bottom lane there. See if everybody can operate around him. Should be able to. Truck up ahead you see there at the in the tri-oval, that is Tim Averill, who lost the draft there when they went single file in the restart. So Cook, Leo, Paul Gall, and Kyle Ethier are top 4 in the inside lane. The 4 on the outside lane is where you see Ryan Whitaker, AJ Roper. A little door banging off the 74 there. Dalton Wilson up there in that top groove, and also the 93, Dylan Rosenberg is here. They come up on Averill. Averill's going to stay on the bottom, which is his right to do. Of course, a lot of people in iRacing get kind of mad when somebody might hang on the bottom or whatever. They expect them to go to the top, which yes, technically is what you want them to do, but those guys have every right to run whatever lane they choose. And it's the leader's job to go around. And what that does is actually cause a shuffle up here as you see Dalton Wilson jumps out of line, tries to go 3 wide. And all they did was kill the momentum of the outside lane, the energy there. Look at Dominic Russo. He won a Talladega race 2 seasons ago. Or I'm sorry, a season ago. Last race of the Cup Series last year. Russo up here, 5th car, inside lane, right behind his best friend Ethier. Probably racing on a laptop of all of 15 frames per second is Russo. Pretty much everybody from Russo back. Single file here. The question going to be pit stops. And I think with the restart there at lap 25, 26, we're at 37 now, so it's 11 laps. We'll call it into the run. If they can go another 3 laps or so, should allow them or get them close to making it all the way on this final tank of fuel. However, we might have ourselves a fuel mileage race at Talladega. Who knows? These trucks are not the easiest to save fuel in because of the drag. You see that spoiler in the back. When you let off the gas, it just loses speed. Cars, when will the trucks come to pit road? We shall see here soon. See some moving going around, but nothing as of yet. Oh, you see Roper jumping out of line. Oh, big checkup as somebody's coming to pit road, and Whitaker has to drop down for the top groove. And somehow they did not wreck doing that. Oh, Derek Rice. There's a car down below him. He doesn't know. So this is 16 laps to go. So I think those guys are short on fuel. Uh-oh. That was Rosenberg blinking out a little bit. The Dean machine checking in. Casey Carrington checking in. Carrington's already out in Vegas. Probably spent here we go. Rosenberg into the 2. That is not how you enter pit road. Into the wall he goes. You cannot enter pit road from the top. That is going to cost a few trucks. We're going to have to send him to the Casey Carrington of pitting, School of Pitting. We'll get your replay here in a second. We're going to let these other trucks come to pit road, but oof. Craig Martin out here leading by himself. As Rosenberg had to tow back to pit road, and here come the rest of the trucks to pit road. Lewis going to send it in there deep. I mean, I don't see any difference in what he did just now compared to that. All right, let's see where the other cars are. Here comes the 8. And that first crew to come to pit road. They are up to speed there, and you see the pack kind of split up a little bit. Russo jumping out of line for some reason on that third group. This is where everybody's going to have to start pushing each other and working together. But I honestly think that this pack that pitted on lap 40 is going to be short on fuel, I think. All right, so let's go back and obviously Stephen Melnick not a happy camper with that move. All right, so let's start with the first move here to pit road. And one of the things, I know Lewis brought this up. I don't remember which race it was. With the Atlanta race, maybe? I don't know if you said anything in this race, but Atlanta, I know he talked about if you pitted from the top side, you were going to get penalized. I don't know what was, again, pronounced here, but let's watch these guys come to pit road here. You're going to see Whitaker's trying to get down. He finally does, all the way there from the top. These guys did fairly well coming to pit road, and other than the 00 about got into the 3. And, you know, this is a reminder that there's no spotters on pit road in iRacing, so you can't hear anything. So you just got to know who's there. And, well, the 00 about pulled the Pruitt fade on him. So that happened on lap 40, and then they come back at lap 41. And as I think Harrington said it best, that was the safer of the two moves, we'll call it. But here's lap 41. As let's just say that tide ride was not a clean move. I mean, it's one of those things, if you're trying to get to pit road, it's your job to get to the bottom lane. And he just hooks Ethier. Knowing Ethier, he probably lit a match under Rosenberg. Nice job by Leo to miss him. All right, so green still, 12 laps to go. Nick Leo now leading. Steven Miles up to second. Dalton Wilson, Drayton Cook, Logan Dinsmore up here in fifth. Ryan Whitaker sixth, and then it's 4 seconds back to Lewis and Ethier, Craig Martin, and these guys, and they're actually making up time. They are catching that the front lead pack. Man, look how tight this pack is. The other pack is all spread out, and I think they're trying to save fuel is what they're trying to do up there. And like I said, trying to save fuel in a truck is almost impossible. The only way you can save fuel in this truck is by sitting there and being the 4th or 5th truck in line and just playing with the throttle a little bit as you're in the pack. 2.6 seconds. And 10 laps to go. toe now. You're going to see some fast laps come out of this pack right here. Lewis and them going to catch him. They're going to jump to the high side, and here they go. As Chris Lewis, with help from Kyle Ethier, goes to the front. And look at Craig Martin with help from Giroux. That's showtime on the outside. Martin trying to get his second straight win. And Russo up top there by himself. He's going to get hung out now. If sudden we have a choo-choo train. And this does help the guys who pitted on lap 40. Those first cars are back here with Drayton Cook in ninth right now. So riding back there will help them save fuel. The question is, can they save enough to do 16 laps on a tank of fuel? As Cornwell, say he goes another lap down. Unfortunately for Randy, unless a wreck breaks out here shortly. That's a fair point, Casey. Thank you for clarifying. He said it's not a train, but it's a truck race. It's a convoy. But I think with the next 7 laps, we might have a cluster truck break out. That those guys back towards the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th position, they're probably not going to be able to wait long. They're probably going to need to make a move in the next 4 laps, 5 laps or so. Of course, this truck has such a big hole in the air. You can draft up there really quickly with a good push. So it's not urgent, but you want to make the move relatively quickly. Six laps to go. You see Dinsmore going to pull out there with the Russo truck. That might be the first move we see, actually. Somebody making that top side go to work. What those guys that came to pit road, by the way, don't need is a caution here to go to overtime. Coming to 5 to go, and that 99 truck's making moves up here. All by himself. Anybody going to pull out? Doesn't look like it. Rice back there trying to make something happen. He needs to just get back in line because he could lose the draft if he's not careful enough. As we come to 4 laps to go, Dinsmore still making the moves here. As you see, Martin went up there, maybe try to just throw a block on him. That just shows you those 2 trucks did that in a couple laps. So, I mean, once this draft really starts to get active here, here they come, the 5. Making the first move, and you see everybody move to the top with them. that just hurt Ethier and Lewis badly. Here comes Miles, going to try to help those three out. As we're at 3 laps to go, and we're 3 wide, and guess what? We got lap trucks coming ahead here. AJ Roper, who lost the draft. As Ethier is going to go up and block that top side. Here comes Leo to the top side now. After Melnick said he was done with the bonehead stuff, he's back on track. Two laps to go. Drayton gonna go up the middle. Martin getting the push from Giroux. Dominic Russo there's. We on! Cook gets down into Martin, and there goes Leo spinning. And we make it to the white flag, no caution. Miles trying to help the 99, trying to push the 2. Craig Martin still in contention. Oh, Lewis is going to get turned. Him and Russo. Hey, that's didn't that happen last season too? 2 throwing a block on Cook, and they're 4 wide coming for the win. Through the grass they go. Mayhem ensues. And Steven Miles gets the win barely. Wow. And there's going to be a lot of unhappy people after this race. Miles is going to be the good sport and going to help Colby, who ran out of gas, get to the checkered flag. Colby needs to put the car in neutral. He hasn't already. Shades of Harry Gant, 1991. I don't know if that's Miles dancing in his truck or if he's saluting people or what he's doing. Well, let's take a look at the final results. As Miles wins it by 2/100ths over Craig Martin, as they all had to go through the grass to get to the finish. Ryan Whitaker third, Kyle Ethier fourth, Daniel Giroux ends up 5th. Paul Gall 6th. Dalton Wilson 7th. Logan Dinsmore finishes 8th. Derek Rice 9th. Drayton Cook finishes 10th. Chris Lewis 11th. Nick Leo 12th. Colby Wells 13th. Dominic Russo 14th with A.J. Roper in the 15th position. And the rest of the 20-car field that started here tonight: Tim Abril, Stephen Melnick, Randy Cornwell, Dylan Rosenberg, and Sammy Davis, Jr., as I like to call him for those who have never seen Rush Hour. It's a line that, it's a name actually that Chris Tucker goes with. It's kind of funny. That's where that comes from, in case people didn't know. All right, let's talk to our top 3 finishers. And we'll start with our third place finisher, Ryan Whitaker, who gets a top 3 in what was a wild finish there. Ryan obviously involved in a couple wrecks, led some laps, did everything you could do, just fall up a little short, but still a good run.
Yeah, a couple wrecks is being generous. It was a heck of a ride for the Free Dallas truck tonight, and a lot of fun. I feel like the the runs were slow developing, and you could really slam in the back of somebody with the new draft model. So congrats to Mr. Miles. He ran a great race, and it was interesting from the driver's seat, that's for sure.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, and then the pit stops there got a little wild too.
Yeah, I heard on that last one there were some incidents there. That's what you get with green flag stops. The guys with different strategies, and I feel like everyone did their best tonight. Nothing too malicious, especially right there at the end. I feel like just a racing deal. You got to try to make a block, and everyone's trying to get that win. So did all we could do.
There you go. Well, a great job tonight, man. Send some shout outs.
I appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to Dallas Childers. Can't wait to see him again. Hopefully he's resting up during his suspension. I want to thank Chris Scala for a wonderful broadcast, like he does every week, and updating the point standings very quickly. And want to thank the viewers. Without you, there'd be no us. So thanks to everybody.
There you go. Great job, Ryan.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Ryan Whitaker, third place finish in the 51 truck tonight. Kevin Whitaker Chevrolet, by the way. You can check them out there in South Kakalaki. As he goes to his channel there, and let's get. Hey, he almost pulled off 2 in a row here, and I'm sure he's probably gonna be a little disappointed with the second place finish with the way that last lap went, Craig Martin. But still, another great finish.
I'm not disappointed at all. I mean, that was an awesome finish. I thought I had it. I got to check Steven's license plate, see if it's legal, because that one was close.
Yeah. When it crossed the line, you were barely ahead, but you had the momentum coming, or he was barely ahead, I should say, but you had the momentum coming there at the end. Just obviously wreck avoidance there, and it looked like it all kind of started there with I would say incidental contact, obviously, with you there on the front straightaway.
Yeah, coming to the last lap, I'm like, no, not now. I was able to straighten out and get back in the pack and kind of save that draft to try going high. It wasn't quite working, so I went back low, and then just mayhem happened again.
And you had Giroux there helping you out too.
Yeah, he was a big help. He was giving me lots of pushes to keep me out at front. But once that second lane got built up, I mean, they were coming fast.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations on 2 straight top 2s so far on the truck side of things, and some shout outs wherever you like to, bud.
Yeah, definitely give a shout out to my team, Showtime Racing, all the boys. They're doing a great job today. Unfortunately, Steven got wrecked tonight, but having a really good night. Shout out to my dad. He put some special polish on the truck tonight. So hopefully he's got another bottle of that. And of course, yourself, always doing a great job with the broadcast, and always go back and watch them and have a lot of fun.
There you go, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
You too, buddy. As Craig Martin, second position here tonight. Congratulations to them and that Showtime team. Another great run for them here this evening. And the man of the hour, the grass, if you will, was green on the other side as he comes to victory lane. Stephen Miles, obviously for a little bit there at the end, they wasn't so sure what was going to happen, but things started happening.
Yeah, I mean, every race at Daytona, Talladega, kind of starting to see a trend of what's going to happen on the last lap, especially in 3 and 4. And really, it didn't even happen there. It happened out of 4. Then it happened a lap before that off of 4. So, um, after getting in that, well, not even the first wreck, the second wreck when I tried to stay out of, and I got caught in the middle, and Randy came down and hit me or whatever, and I had 2 minutes of damage. I didn't know what was gonna happen, man. I was just thinking about getting a good finish because these points real tight, and me, Kyle, and Cornwell and Lewis are in the close battle for the top 4 spots, and I just knew that we had to have a good top 5, a good top 10. So I was just sitting there in the back, and all of a sudden, strategy with fuel came up, and as a team, we're trying to save. Kyle and Lewis was able to save more than me because I had to move up from the back of the pack to the middle to try to get close enough to pit with them, and I wasn't still able to save enough. So when I pitted, they ended up wrecking. I don't know what they got underneath the hood or what type of pit crew they had, but for them to wreck and come back around and pit and able to still run us down, even though we was in fuel conservation mode or whatever. So it was just it was real nerve-wracking, man, and I still wasn't able to save enough, and we let them catch up, get in front of me, and that was when I was able to save. And coming to that last 2 or 3 laps, me and Lewis teamed up, and we just told each other, we told Kyle too, but he was fighting for the lead. We told him we're just gonna sit in the back and wait it out and see what happens, and see if we can get a run towards the end. And that wreck kind of broke up the pack out of 4 coming to the white, and Kyle got a little lead up there, and everybody had a little draft on them. So, I mean, it was time to make a move, and I seen him go 3 wide, and I decided to stay on the bottom to help my teammate and push the dude that was behind him to try to get him a victory. And out of 4, he went up for a block, and I seen it happen, and I just know my right rear bumper was going to get hit. I was finna get hooked into the wall. I don't know why, I just felt that way, so I just took it to the grass. I just took it to the grass and kept it straight, and Dean Whitaker was on my door, and I'm trying not to get hooked by him, and luckily had enough speed to get through the grass and make it to the checkered flag before Craig Martin was able to get there, because he had a head of steam, man. And I mean, so close, so many times I could have won a race this season, man. And last lap wrecks and close finishes and all that, man. I'm just happy that it came together tonight.
Well, obviously, a great job for you tonight, and getting another win, of course, for the TI side, and adding to that total of career wins with the team, and obviously in the league itself. And send some shout-outs, whoever you like to.
I want to thank TI Racing, thank Lewis, thank Ether, Alf and Dean, thank you. I mean, your broadcast speak for itself, man. Number 1 broadcaster in the iRacing period, hands down. Shout out to Scholar Cast, man. Shout out to the league. The drivers, good. It was a good field that came out today. It was pretty clean until get a little antsy and got runs and want to get to the front as a team, So, and thank God and thank my girlfriend, and that'll be it.
Absolutely. As Miles mentioned, the Scalicast, of course, that's going to be the 8th episode will be done here shortly, and we'll get that posted and get ready for next week. But nice job, man. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Stephen Miles finishing in victory lane here at Talladega, and see if he can do the same tomorrow night at Las Vegas for the All-American Cup Series, as we'll be there tomorrow night for racing at 8:30 Eastern. And then from there, it's Sunday night in Sim 500 from back here at Talladega. So we're a little trend here this week. Vegas, or Dega, Vegas, Dega's Vegas. Say that 3 times fast. It won't happen. Anyways, as we're going to head out, congratulations to Steven on the win. Shout out to Lewis for allowing me to stream, and for the guys here tonight, congratulations to those who made it to the checkered flag. As always, remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, or retransmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain Esports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a special presentation